Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudo's Crochet and More. This is your host Crystal and behind me is Brownie Bear. As the thumbnail said, this is an unbagging showing you the Mary Maxim quarterly Afghan Crochet Afghan Club. Whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. Unbagging, I guess. It's in a bag. Came in a box, and I also, if you didn't see it, I also decided to try out their monthly club as well, just to try something different from Hooks and Needles to see comparing the price and the quality and all that between the two for now. So this one is the Framed Stitches blanket. It is for September. I know it's October, but I got this last week and I did not have time I got it right at the end of September. But I did not have the time to get a video for you. My brain is going 100 miles per hour. So this is the Framed Stitches blanket. And this is going to be interesting because it looks like there might be some kind of either front post stitches or to make it look like it's a little cabled. But I do have till January-ish to finish it because that'll be the next time I get one of these is in January. So now I don't know what kind of yarn this is just yet because the labels are actually not on the yarn. So this will be quite interesting. It's like they just spun them, wound them, caked them, however. It's put them in a skein. All right. So the size of this should be 45 by 53 when done. Looks like a decent sized blanket. Again, this will be my first time kind of doing this type of, I've done granny squares before, but this is something a little different, but also kind of interesting. Here's a picture with a better look of how the square looks. That's talking about the closer view of square and joinings of the square. All right. So they sent me their anti-pill, nice anti-pill, worsted. And it recommends a 6mm crochet hook or any size needed for the gauge. That's cool. Okay, so they gave me, this one's called Copper. It looks red, but it's called Copper. Taupe and, bark or taupe, copper or spa, cream or white. So there was two different variations of the colorings that they could have sent you. And I think I got the first ones. Let's see. Is there another little pocket on the back of this? Interesting. There's another little pocket back here. Just to put your notions and stuff, like stitch markers or... Okay. I'm pulling out the... Okay. I'm going to set this off to the side for a second. I do believe I got the bark, the copper, and the cream. The kind of off-white. It's not technically white. Now I got yarn bands for all. I got yarn bands, but they weren't on the product. Yeah, I got the bark, the cream. So they gave me one label for each one and copper. And each one of them is 320 yards or 292 meters. It's 100% anti-pilling acrylic. Care instructions are wash in warm water, tumble dry normal, do not iron, do not bleach, do not dry clean. And then, of course, this is made in Turkey. I forgot to tell you guys in the other video what the yarn was made out of. So here's the information on that. I've got the bark. The bark. Go back here. Cream. And the copper. I'm hoping that they gave the right label colors, depending if you got the other ones like Spa, Taupe, and White, that you actually got the ones for that. I'm not sure why they didn't put this around the yarn, because you want to know what the yarn is, but I guess because it's Mary Maxim's yarn, they just decided just to give you the labels for them with the care instructions and stuff. So let's see here. I was right about back posting. Back post triple. So I have to make 42 squares. 42 of these. That's different colors, but there's 42 in the blanket. And that's another color. It's in a different color combination of a completed square. So you basically make the squares and it's a 7-round square. And it goes about how to assemble it. Okay. Well, this will be interesting. Like I said, I've done a granny square blanket, but that was for my sister for Christmas when I started to get really into crocheting, because I didn't really learn how to do it till 2020. And almost about this time of the year, because in November I went to go see my niece for her wedding, and I had a lot of scarves to give people because that's what I made first, was scarves. I think that's the easiest thing to start with because you're getting your tension and your learning how to do the stitch properly in a shorter time. And, you know, I learned how to do the off the hook, the ones that those little loopy yarns. I still have some loopy yarns I need to make stuff with. It's supposed to give a design on it when it's done, and I think I got enough stuff to do pillows with it, but I'm not sure. And then I learned how to do basic simple Tunisian stitch and the what looks like the V, like you're knitting. I did that too. But after that, I was like, it's okay, but it's not my thing for doing crochet with Tunisian. If I'm doing not a blanket, that's one thing. I can do scarves with it. I've tried getting those longer Tunisian hooks, but they don't want to cooperate with me. But nevertheless, so I will do videos on my progress on this specifically. I'll let you know when I'm done with the squares and when I get it put together, and then show you the final product. Again, I have till mid-January to get this done. While I'm doing everything else, I can start working on the squares and then go from there. And I'll show you guys, before I let you go, the colors that came. So I got two copper. They look more copper on my side, but they look red on screen. That's those two. And then I got 4 of the bark and 2 of the cream. So I'm wondering if the bark is supposed to be out the outside part. I don't know, because you would think that if the white's supposed to be like the connecting of the squares, that you would have more than two. But that could just be my thought. There's probably more here that I'm thinking, because each one of these has a, go back here, get back to my, where is my labels? Oh, I put them off to the side. Hold on. So there's 4, 6, 8 cakes. I'm just going to say cakes because that's what they look like to me. 8 cakes total at let's see, 320 yards at 8 cakes. Wow, that's actually more than I thought. 2,560. 2,560. I knew it was going to be shy of 3,000 because I didn't have 10. So I guess that should be enough. Again, if my gauge is proper, I understand the purpose of gauging and making sure if you're following somebody's pattern that you have the same gauge, because if you don't, then you're either going to have way too much yarn left over and the project is going to be a lot smaller, or you're going to run out of the yarn and it's going to be bigger than it's supposed to be. So I will probably have to check my gauge, test it out and see. I don't know. Does it say in here? Okay, so how big are the... See, it doesn't tell me how big each one of the squares, excuse me, should be. Tells me that the fit. Oh, here it is. One block is 7.5 inches. Using the suggested hook, or any size hook, which will give you the correct. So about 7.5 inches for each square. Well, that's not too bad. Has anybody tried the Afghan Club with Mary Maxim? Any other club? The Crochet Club? The plastic canvas, the puzzles? I was going, as I mentioned in the other video, and I'm sorry to be repeating myself, but as I mentioned in the other video, I was going to try the plastic canvas because I used to do that when I was younger. I was still playing with yarn, but it wasn't quite the same. And I like that this bag is bigger, so when I work up the squares, I can put them back in here. I don't know if the finished project will fit in here. I need something to drink. Hair keeps getting out, apparently. Oh, and this yarn is much softer. Sorry. Okay, well, this is gonna drive me nuts, but much softer than the Norse from the monthly. If you didn't see that, it'll be have already been up. Could be up a day before to see this. I'm not sure because I also have another video to do. I got my Crochet Nation newspaper, so I'm gonna do a quick video on that. And I'm sorry, the camera keeps following me, so whenever I move, it follows me. I'm really hoping this quality is much better than my last camera, because I was having so much trouble with that one and quality and all that stuff. But nevertheless, I will also put a link in the description box that will take you directly to the clubs with Mary Maxim. It's I-M, and there's no U in there. I don't know why people say Mary Maxim, because there's no U in there. Mary Maxim. That's how I pronounce it. But nevertheless. So if you've tried the Afghan Club, let me know what you thought. Was it worth it? Did you like the different Afghans that you can make? Because once you have the pattern and you really like it, you could always make more of it. That's what I like about it. Let me see real quick how much that anti-pilling yarn is. Now, want to see if, because that's another thing. Is it worth the price for how much yarn I got? Brand. Okay. And this also gives me an opportunity to try other companies' yarns because you don't always know how other companies' yarn work unless you actually try them out. No, medium worsted. Okay, they got Bago Days in there. I really want to try her yarn, but I have not been able to get it yet. So, greens. There it is. Okay. So it's $6.99 per cake of the anti-pill worsted from Mary Maxim. So let's see here. $6.99 times 8. Yeah, I definitely got my money's worth because that was $32.99 plus $5, $4.99 for shipping and taxes and all that stuff. It would cost me, if I got that by itself for the 8, would be $55.92, not including shipping or taxes. So I did really get my money's worth on that. Now, whether or not I like the project will determine on, if I really like the yarn but not the pattern. That'll be another wonder until next time. All right. Well, if you like today's content, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like my content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and the notification bell so you're always aware of when I put out new content. Until next time, I hope you all stay safe, stay crafty, stay warm or cool, depending on where you're at, and have a good one. Bye-bye.